I'm so glad we don't do that anymore. As a society. I'm glad we don't do public murders. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dysfunctional Duo. How are y'all doing today?
Great, thanks so much for saying.
Okay, I've been reading a new book. Personally.
We're going right into it? You don't want to talk about...
do you have a hyperfixation you'd like to discuss?
Just like, how are you?
No. Whatever happened to hi, how are you? We don't know it here.
Whatever happened to, hey, how's things going?
It's funny because it's not like we just didn't have like an hour deep
conversation. Yeah, we literally sat here
before.
talking about like having the most deep conversations of our lives. Like, it was fucking so funny.
And then we have to switch to being like goofy, dumb little girls.
And like pretend like we haven't seen each other yesterday and today.
Well, I like virtually saw you. Does that count?
It does count.
I have a new obsession, and it's Brooke. Hi, Cozy Bagans.
Isn't she amazing?
She's so cute. I was like creeping her Instagram, and it's all like Lord of the Rings Hobbit themed. And I honestly like, I know there's other people that enjoy Lord of the Rings just as much as I do. But to, like, see them actually, like, live out their live out my life, my fantasy, is, like, so heartwarming.
I know.
To see all her little knickknacks and stuff. Her whole, like, stream setup was, like, gorgeous.
Yeah.
To, like, see it from, like, the other side.
She did that in, like, a year or two, which is wild.
Like, I need to go, we have to go to America, because I need to go thrifting with this woman.
We gotta go to Portland with her.
Yes, absolutely.
She's such a wonderful human being. For anybody who doesn't know, like, obviously we stream, and we had the opportunity to connect with some streamer friends of ours, and if you do watch streams, go check out Cozy Bagan. She's, like, such a wonderful human being, and, like, so sweet and kind, and just, like, I look at her and, like, her life, and I'm like... Because, you know, she's, not to air out the tea, but she's, like, a mom and a wife, and, like, she has built this life for herself, and I've always had a lot of appreciation for who she is, and I want to be like her when I grow up.
Same, and she's younger than us, so that makes it funnier.
Yeah, I know, literally. But
I want to be,
so
I also
fun.
want to be her when I grow up.
I know, right? I actually do have some things to talk about.
Okay, I have one that I wanted to discuss. I just thought it was funny. But
okay.
Have you heard of the guy who is convinced that one of the trees in his front yard is, like, getting closer to him? Like, physically.
like the trees in The Wizard of Oz?
Yes. Yeah, like, I'm not even joking. So, I saw the first video, and he was like, everybody listen. This tree right here, I know this tree. Me and this tree go way back. And then he pointed to another one. He's like, I don't know this tree. It's not in any childhood photos. I've never seen this tree in my life. Suddenly I woke up and this tree was just in my yard. And it's a fully grown tree. It's not like a little baby tree. It's a fully grown tree. And the entire comments were like, no receipts, no pictures. Are we recording?
No, you're good. You're
Okay,
good.
I panicked at the disco.
I just noticed that you were way louder than me, and I wanted to know why.
I think it's just natural. I've started to get louder in my voice. I used to be very quiet.
No, you're good. You're good.
Anyways, he was like, there's no childhood photos of this tree. He didn't show any receipts that, like, this tree has, like, suddenly appeared. And the entire comments were like, we believe you. Which was so funny. They're like, pre-COVID, we'd think you were a crazy man. We'd think you were psychotic and we would have, like, kept scrolling.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, we agree. This tree's evil. It's coming for you. Like, it's so funny. And so he's like, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove that this tree is getting closer. So he tied strings to these two trees, the one that he, like, knows and the one that's, like, foreign to him.
Okay.
And then he went back the next day and the string was droopy as if it had, like, gotten closer.
Fucking internet, man.
And it's just so funny because it's such a silly thing. And, like, again, I don't think he has any, like, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't posted any proof of this. But the fact that everyone's like, we're here now. Yeah, we're here now. It is what it is. This tree's an agent. This tree's a spy. Apparently he was getting calls about, like, from people to be like, stop talking about this tree.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He just said, yeah, I was getting calls last night telling me to stop talking about the tree. And then he just continued to talk about the tree.
Yeah, fair. You know what? I would also continue to talk about the tree if somebody told me not to.
It's
You mean this tree?
yeah, right. It's just one of those things where like you can say anything you want on the internet, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, people are dying him.
People are dying him, and people will believe you that you're dying him.
It's just so funny, like what. But then sometimes you post like the most wholesome shit, and the trolls like tear it apart.
I love the comment sections, but I hate them too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll see a content and it's just somebody like reviewing something that they love, and it's like me, you know, like low quality. They maybe stutter here and there, like very relatable, and I'll be like, this is cute, like very wholesome, and you go through the comments and they're ripping them to shreds.
Yeah.
Like unprovoked.
Unprovoked.
But then sometimes, like again, another video, same type of thing, and people are very positive.
I know.
It just depends on your algorithm.
It's just so funny, like how it unfolds, because it's just, yeah. It's very interesting. I'm sure you've seen this on the interwebs.
Okay.
But we need to talk about this because we literally just talked about this. Did you see that they're coming out with an Avatar movie?
No?
You didn't see that?
Animated or non-animated?
Spencer.
Wait, is this Zuko?
Spencer.
Is this what I think maybe I have been seeing it.
Okay, so the people who originally made the cartoon Avatar, they quietly were also producing a movie. They're making a series of different things.
Okay.
They also made The Legend of Korra. Like, they came back to do The Legend of Korra, but they made a movie where Avatar's gang are adults and they're doing like another mission. And so the gang is reunited, but they're all older. They're like in their 20s. And Paramount, well, so they were going to do it in theaters. They were going to do like an airing in theaters. They were going to announce it. They were going to do a bunch of marketing. It was going to be a really special thing. And then all us millennials were going to come out of our hidey holes and go watch it in theater. And Paramount decided that they wanted it to be a streaming. They weren't going to put it in theater. They were just going to put it on the streaming platform. And it got leaked. And so the person who found it and leaked it. The movie is out there now. You literally can go look it up and find the movie. And watch it for free on like the pirating sites and stuff. I haven't watched it because I want to wait. This is too important to me to like just watch it on a pirated site. But it's like, it's not like a camera in a movie theater. It's like, it's the crispiest version of the movie.
Okay, so I do know what you're talking about. I have seen it because I know Daddy Zuko is looking fine in this movie. Aang too.
Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about was Zuko, of course. What the fuck is going on with Aang?
I was like, I saw some comments. Again, I was passing, these were like in passing. So I assumed this was part of like Legend of Korra, which I didn't really get into, so I didn't watch.
No, in Legend of Korra, I did watch Legend of Korra. Hi, I'm a fan. So in Legend of Korra, you do see the Avatar gang in there, but they're all older. So Katara and Zuko are there, and Toph is there. Aang is dead.
Period.
Aang dies at like 54 or something.
That sucks.
But Katara is like 80 and teaches Korra water bending. Toph teaches her earth bending. And I don't think Zuko teaches her fire bending because she like falls in love with a firebender and he teaches her. But like you do see the gang. They're just adults. And you get to see their children as adults.
So this is them like 20s. They're in their 20s.
They're in their 20s. I don't know. Again, I haven't watched the movie yet. They might already have children and be married. Because like Aang and Katara, they have 3 children.
Right.
Zuko has 1 daughter.
Okay.
Toph has 2 daughters. And Sokka, there's some weird theories about what happened with Sokka.
What do you mean? What happened to him?
Sokka becomes like the commander of chief of New Republic, which is like a city that Aang develops, which is like water, like benders and non-benders will like come together, and it's like it's supposed to be like the city where like no conflict happens.
Okay.
Because the whole thing is like fire versus earth and blah 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 blah. Right? He's like,
it's the Western world.
He's like, I'm going to create this city where technology is forward thinking and people support each other regardless of their background.
Love it.
And Sokka becomes like the head chief of, like he becomes like a political figure in this city. But there's theories that Sokka is the father of one of Toph's daughters.
Why do people think that?
They think that Toph and Sokka fell in love. But then Sokka and Toph couldn't work out, and so he leaves and then comes back and like gets back together with Suki.
Oh, interesting.
But like Sokka doesn't have any kids. But like they think that one of Toph's daughters is Sokka's daughter.
Okay. But what was the, like, is there any point where they're like, they fell in love? Like, what was the connection there? Or are they just saying that?
So they're just saying that because there's nothing indicating it really yet. But like this movie could be a good indicator of that because they're going to start to like lay out what happened to everybody, right?
In between. Okay, that's interesting.
But like there's the scenes that I'm seeing between Aang and Katara. The people who are making these memes are so funny because they're like, Katara invested in Bitcoin. Like
she was smart.
She's an investor.
She's a business finance.
They show like young Aang, who's like a dork and fucking goofy, and like he was younger than her and shorter than her.
Yeah.
And like she had Zuko, like handsome little
a whole ass Zuko, yeah.
Katara was 14 in the show. Aang was 12 and Zuko was 16. And Sokka was either 16 or 15. And she obviously ends up with Aang. Aang was infatuated with her from the beginning. We know
he
this.
loved her.
But then they fast forward to the movie and Aang's like built and shredded and like he looks hot.
He looks like the One Punch Man.
He looks but like a hot One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
And like he still adores her, but she adores him now. It's like
I really need to see this movie.
I really ship these two now. It's like they knew what they were doing, and Zuko looks fine as fuck.
Oh my god, Zuko,
Toph
honey.
also looks fine as fuck.
They all look really good.
She's like jacked, and like there's scenes where her hair's down, like.
She looks fucking cool.
Also, Sokka's looking great too. But he looks goofy.
My crush.
He still looks goofy. Like he still has humor to him.
Yeah.
But it's the gang all back together. But yes, Zuko's got the long hair.
He has long, luscious hair. I want to put my hands in it.
Yeah, and there's somebody who was like, you can tell the stage of the movie versus how much clothing Zuko has on. Because like when it starts, he's like fully decked out in his like Fire Lord gear, and then like part of his sleeves come off and he's showing his arms, and then later it's like half of his shirt's ripped, and then the end it's like he's just wearing pants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. They did fan service there. Yeah. They knew what they were doing. Yeah. They're smart people.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm so fucking excited, and like this was not on my 2026 bingo card, but like we were just talking about this show and how much I love it.
Did we manifest this low-key?
I think so many people manifested this.
A lot of people probably been wishing
I think a lot of people in their millennial age were like, we need this. Because like they kept trying to remake it live action.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon. I do agree. It's a cartoon. It's been a cartoon. It works better as a cartoon. You can't mimic that. Mm-hmm. I saw a few fight scenes. And just the movement and the flow and how effortless it looks through animation. Like, you can't imitate that in real life. We're clunky.
And the goofy faces and stuff, they register different in cartoon than they do in real life.
I agree.
In real life, it feels clunky and, like, stupid. In the cartoon, it feels natural. And it's the same thing with any anime stuff. Like, any animated stuff does not translate well in live action.
I agree.
It's not meant to. Like, there's just things you cannot do. But Katara is gorgeous in this.
Oh, she's always been gorgeous.
Yeah, but like there was a piece of her that was very like high strung and fucking like she was like very like bossy, and the portrayal that they're giving now is that she's kind of calmed the fuck down, and I really like that version of her.
I agree. I think maybe they understood now that like that characterization for a girl character kind of comes off wrong, misogynistic, just like this idea that like girls are bossy.
I think they've made her gentler, but like some of the scenes, like I saw a scene where she was like hugging Aang and he's taller than her. Like it's just like she's just demure now, and I'm really happy about it.
I do like a younger man. You know, there's something about a younger man that just hits different.
But okay, shut the fuck up. He's tall and buff, and I'm like, and like Aang has like dark brown hair. Like, remember when he gets hit with lightning by Azula,
Azula,
and then his hair grows out? People are like, let him let him grow out his hair.
Let him have hair,
Yeah,
please.
they're like, and the bald. Honestly, the bald thing works for him.
He
Like,
has
I
it.
don't hate the bald thing on him. And you see an adult Aang, like an older Aang in The Legend of Korra. He's the age he was when he died, so he's like in his 40s or 50s. So he's got like a beard and he's still bald on top. But like this young 20-year-old Aang,
Can get it.
he can get whatever he wants.
I feel really bad for the creators of the movie though to have it leaked like that. 'Cause
I know,
they're
isn't
probably
that so
making
devastating?
less money.
And the artists worked so hard to
They
like
do.
develop this, and it was supposed to be like a really special thing. There was supposed to be a lot of marketing behind it, and like now people are coming out saying like they're gonna have to get it out within 2 weeks here. If they want it to be successful, they can't just wait for the date for it to come out. Unless the marketers are smart and can find a way. Like there's always an opportunity to kind of like take social media stuff and turn it on its head to like benefit you, and we've seen this 1,000,000,000 times, where like life just works well with marketing, but you have to do it properly. Like there was that commercial that Ryan Reynolds' marketing team came up with where they took the girl who was on the Peloton commercial and they like put her in another commercial where she's drinking her sorrows away because people were making like they were roasting the fucking Peloton commercial, and he just like within a matter of a week rolled out this other commercial, and the commercial did so fucking well because they took something that was happening in the moment and like spinned it on its head.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely ways around it. Especially when it's like you're in on the joke, you know?
You have to be in on the joke or it doesn't work.
Because then people respect it.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things where they're going to have to act, or they're going to have to like develop some type of anticipation, but they can't let it wait too long.
Do you think it was part of the marketing? Do you think it being released? Because like how does that happen? Surely they have that shit on lock.
Maybe like there was that situation with Deadpool, right? Like there was always that like claim that Deadpool wasn't going to be made, and then the script got leaked.
Oh, really? And so they were like, well, fuck, now we have to.
Yeah, because the fan base was like, what do you mean? Like, we need this right now.
See, I could understand if like certain parts were leaked, but like the whole movie, like that does suck.
Yeah.
Like that must be like oh, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Like you work so hard on something, and like you probably in your mind expect to hype it up on such a level to like, again, like it's the emotion, it's the pathos of like persuasion of just like getting everybody to like, oh my god, anticipate
Exactly.
and then just to like have it free on the internet for all, like, oh my god, whoever leaked that though, count your days, mama.
Yeah, they leaked it on Twitter.
On Twitter of all places.
Yeah, and it got taken down within like a matter of hours, but at that point people have downloaded it.
Of
like,
course.
it was too late.
A minute is all people need, really.
Yeah.
To have, as long as one person saw it, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, and something like this, like that announcement comes quick. I saw it was announced, and then a day later I started seeing clips about it on Instagram and TikTok.
I didn't see the announcements. I was seeing the clips, but
The
again,
minute I saw it, I was like,
notice.
I've never seen these before. What the fuck is this? And at first I thought maybe it was a fan made thing.
yeah.
But it's not. It was made by the original people.
Oh my god.
Even some of the dialogue that I've seen, again,
Yeah.
I've not watched the movie, but I have come across some scenes where they're talking. Like, even the voice acting seems like pretty okay. It's not the original voice actors.
I was just about to ask
obviously, but it seems like they kind of pay homage to the original voice actors.
They must, like, when you have a show at that level of like so many people not just love it but like adore it, you know, you have to put your all in. Like, you can't half-ass shit like that. We were talking last night about like a Lord of the Rings video game and how like you and Brooke were saying that a lot of the ones that are out there are like kind of half-assed.
The only one that's kind of good is called Shadows of Mordor, and it's like more of an action heavy game. Like you're I can't remember who you are in the game, but you're basically just fighting orcs. Like it's very war heavy. What we need is an open world experience like Hogwarts, where yes, war is occurring, but it's one of those things where like you could still function within a town and everything's okay. You can choose which colony you want to originate from. Do you want to originate from the elves, the hobbits? Like, where do you want to...
Are you people? Are you dwarves? Yeah. I agree. And like you need to have that, like, you know, like a mountain town or a mountain city if you're a dwarf that like looks and feels like, oh, like this is how dwarves would live. And like a fighting style that like almost like League of Legends or War
World of Warcraft is what
World
you're
of
thinking.
Warcraft, I think. I've never played those games, but assuming like that might be, but then you again like you need the open world. You need like kind of the Legend of Zelda feel where there's like a main quest, there's side quests.
There needs to be in this case it would need to be like a main quest and then like thousands upon thousands of side quests.
Absolutely.
And it would need to be something that they could continue to build out.
I agree. And I don't think it would be that hard. I mean, you could start.
No, but it would be expensive.
For sure. But I don't know. I feel like, am I wrong in thinking it would pay for itself?
It would pay for itself.
Like, I don't see how, yeah, it might be like expensive up front, but like, fuck, there's people that would fuck with that shit. Especially if you add like, you know, I don't love these in games, but like in-game costs of like if you want this special armor or this special whatever, it's like an extra like $12.99 cost.
Yeah, or like just add some DLCs. Like it would have to be something you can continue to update and like
totally.
The question here is somebody would have to be smart enough to figure out what timeline they would want to take on, because like what timeline of Sauron existing would you want to put in the game? Right?
I see what you mean. That's true.
Because he was around for, well, I mean, like, including the time when he was actually roaming the earth, it's like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Right? The elves have existed since the beginning of time.
Well, in that case, you would either have to make up your own or like, you know,
I
have
don't think that would
liberty.
do well. You'd have to, that's the other thing, is you'd have to get permission, right? By
his son, I think, has.
Is it his son who has the rights?
I'm pretty sure.
So you'd have to gain rights to it, but at the same time, you'd also have to figure out like what would appeal. Because that was the thing about Hogwarts that people were all disappointed about, was they had like a completely different boss that they were fighting. Harry wasn't even in the story.
I liked that Harry's not in the story. Am I crazy?
Yeah, but it's
for
like
that?
you have to decide what you want here. But like in Lord of the Rings, you're gonna have to cross paths with main characters, right? The elves of Rivendell have existed since the beginning of time. Galadriel has been there since the beginning of time.
Well, then that like I think that's kind of like a loop around where like you can have Galandria like hang out there because she's just a part. Galadriel. What the fuck's her name? You could have Erewhon. Actually, no, she's human now.
That's also not her name. Erewhon?
Erewhon?
Try another one.
Erwin. Fuck, I hated her name. Erwin? Arwen? Erin? That's her human name, is Erin.
Aaron. Aaron and Galandria.
And Galandria. Galactica. Whatever the fucking elves' names are.
Name some names from Lord of the Rings.
Frodo, Sam,
Yeah.
Samwise, if you're nasty.
What's his last name?
Gatsby. Gamzee, Samwise Gamzee?
Samwise Gamgee.
Gamgee, thank you. You have Pippin and Merry. You have Gandalf, Ganondorf.
What's their last name? Pippin
Gandalf?
and Merry.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Took.
Took, that's it, thank you. You have...
What's Frodo's?
Aragorn. Frodo Baggins.
Yeah.
That's easy.
What's his uncle?
Don't tell me. I already know it. I already know it because I know it. Bilbo. I almost said Bimbo.
Okay, keep going.
Bilbo Baggins. You have... Who else is in that story? That's basically the whole cast.
That's not true.
Just kidding. You have... What the fuck's the dwarf's name? See, you put me on spot. Now my mind is like blank. You have Legolas, of course. You have Aragorn, of course. You have the guy that dies. You simply can't. One simply does not walk into Mordor.
The guy who dies.
The guy who dies.
Yeah.
You know him. Oh my god, what's the dwarf's name? He's like Gimli. Thank you very much. And yeah. You have the Eye of Sauron. And then you have, the fuck's his name? Salad Fingers. No, the evil one. Salamander. Something like that.
You think his name is Salamander?
You would think, you would not think that I've watched these movies, like, every year. But I do.
Then why did you lead with Galandria? And was it
Heroin?
Heroin?
Heroin. Remix.
Erowin.
That's what I said. Erowin.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce her name again?
Period.
Erowin? No, you said Erowin. That's what it was.
Erowin. It's something.
I think it's Erowin.
It's something arrow.
I think her name's Erowin.
Erowin, Galandria.
You said Erowin. That's what it was. I think that's what it was.
Nike. That's one of them.
Is there anybody else that you're missing?
Arwen.
Sorry.
Arwen.
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 Oh, Salad Fingers is... Okay, I know who you're talking about now.
Sarah. Oh my god. Sarah.
Sarah.
Sauron.
Sauron.
Sa-
Sauron is the big bad guy.
Yeah. He's the wizard.
Yeah, no, that's a different person.
Oh, who's not the wizard? Sauron. I'm saying it so fucking goofy.
Sauron is the big bad guy. He's the eye of
the
Sauron.
tiger. Yeah.
And then the wizard is whom?
Salamander.
Saruman.
Saruman. See, okay, first of all, J.R.R. Tolkien. All these names are so fucking close together that I get them so confused.
Always see have. If there's anyone else that like is important to name here.
When I was a kid, I thought the eye and the wizard were the same person. Because their names were so close together.
Saruman and Sauron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I got so confused.
Ironic though that like they weren't just bad guys the whole time together, you know?
Right?
Because he was the White Wizard for so long.
And his sister came down in a bubble. She was a witch.
Okay. Who? Oh, okay. Yeah. You're missing one.
Galandria.
No, you said his name. Who's Sean Bean?
I can't remember his name. I honestly couldn't tell you right now.
He sacrificed himself for the hobbits. You need to remember his name.
I can't. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Boromir.
Oh, see, there you go. I wouldn't have remembered that. I was thinking A. I was going through all the A names. I was like, Amanda, Andrea.
One does not simply march into Mordor. I love how that's how you know him.
Yeah. I mean, who does? That's like his thing.
One does not simply.
that is his thing. When
No, his thing is he always dies. Sean Bean is always dying in his movies.
I know.
The only one where he literally doesn't die is Silent Hill. But then his wife is just in limbo.
Oh, well, he has the shit end of every stick.
Every stick.
He's typecasted as a guy that dies. Mm-hmm. But like iconically.
But like leads it so well. Like he does it in the most like beautiful way possible. But he always fucking gets the shit end of the stick.
It's true.
I don't think there's any movie that I've seen him in where he actually like is successfully happy.
No, I remember him. I almost said King of the Hill. That's not it. King of the Thrones. No.
King of the Hill? He's in King of the Hill?
He's in King of the Hill. He dies in King of the Hill.
Oh, great.
Horrifically, but you know.
Yeah, none of them age ever.
No. Oh my god. Game of Thrones, not King of the... Oh my god, stupid. Game of Thrones, at the end when he gets like his head whole ass removed. Surgically. With an axe.
Not surgically.
Not surgically at
Brutally.
all.
Yeah. Right at the end
mutilated, as we might say.
Yeah.
I remember being like, oh, dude.
Oh, unfortunate.
What's
worse, beheading or shot with arrows?
Probably shot with arrows. It's a longer death.
He gets hit so many times.
He gets hit a lot, and like you stay alive for a little bit, so you're kind of like, ow.
Yeah.
I'm dying, and it hurts.
He gets shot like 7 times.
I feel like a beheading is kind of just like, it sucks before it happens, because I'm sure the anxiety is like through the roof. But then when it's done, it's done.
I don't know. I've heard cases where they're like, it was never a clean cut.
I'm sure that's definitely happened.
Which means you're just sitting there while they're hacking at your neck.
That would be horrific. That actually would be horrific. I'm so glad we don't do that anymore. As a society. I'm glad we don't do public murders.
Yeah, that was an interesting barbaric choice. Why was it always usually women?
Because, you know, we're easy targets. We look good while doing it.
What?
We look good while dying.
You said we look good while doing it.
Wow, al dente. We look good al dente.
Okay, what were you gonna tell me? You're reading a book.
I'm reading a book.
I'm also reading a book.
That's it. End of episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so mine is about the human conscious, and it's called Super Beings.
The human conscience?
What did I say?
Human conscious. You're off to a really
I'm not very good at reading. It's a picture book.
This is a book that is very elevated. It's about the human conscious.
It's all pictures, little words. My favorite.
Human consciousness.
There's puppets in it. We interact.
Stick your finger.
Yeah.
Around.
And I haven't finished it. I actually haven't gotten too far into it, but it's about how as people we can become what the author considers like super beings in terms of like our conscious.
Is this like a self-help book?
I wouldn't identify it as like self-help, but like yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Because the narrator kind of goes through like their own experience with it, and it's more of like a study that like you could take away from it.
Oh, okay.
Sort of thing. And the author talks about like super beings, which not in like a superhero way, like laser eyes and you can fly and shit, but in ways that like you can control your life and your environment just having the right the right mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And how there are people who just understand the innate power that human beings have. This kind of relates a little bit back to like our alien conversation that we had last week. And I
didn't bring my tinfoil hat.
It's really not like that. It's quite interesting. The author leads with a very like sort of religious standpoint, and talks about how like God will never not give you what you want, but you have to know that you deserve it, and that you have the power to achieve what it is you want to achieve, and understand that like hell is a mindset. It's some place where you put yourself, and fear is what gets in your way, and you have to overcome that in order to like gain this like higher understanding of like why you're here and what it is that you actually want. It's really interesting. Mm. But while I was reading it, I came to the conclusion that I think you're a super being. Because, like, reading it, a lot of this stuff aligns with, like, how you kind of interpret the world.
So this is me coming out of the closet, everybody. I'm actually a superhuman. I've actually been able to fly this entire time.
Sarah can levitate things.
I can, in fact, burn holes into walls with my eyes.
Yes. It even, sorry, I'm readjusting. It even talks about how, like, in, like, terms of, like, the supernatural, too. And how, like, we are just energy. Again, we're just frequency. And that's why you can kind of, like, you can achieve whatever it is. Because, like, everything's just on a frequent level. You just have to believe and know that you can do it. And it does, you know, you can't just want things. You have to, in some way, put out there into the universe what you want. Hard work, you know, dedication, a good mindset. And then eventually that does come back to you in a way in which, you know, God believes is the best for you. So it might not be what's to your expectation, but that doesn't mean it's not good for you. Mm. It's a really interesting book, but again, a lot of it, I was like, I feel like Sarah's been talking about this since she was like 8 years old. And I'm like just learning about this now. Like, I'm convinced you're a superhero hero. I'm convinced, like, you should, like, if you need to, like, look around corners, though, because the aliens might want to be coming for you.
Nah, I'm not special.
I don't know. I think
important.
you have, like, an elevated mindset. And I don't mean that in a way that, like, she's better than everybody else. I just mean that, like, you have a good grasp on reality, but a good grasp on the metaphysical as well. Something that, like, I teeter on because I'm a bit of an aloof idiot.
No.
Yeah. With my picture books.
Look, I feel like I won't harp on this too much because I didn't know you were going to fucking air out my dirty laundry to the whole internet. It was the same thing yesterday when we were on stream. Your chat was so wonderful and sweet. But we started talking about... Can I tell them what the joke was yesterday?
Yes,
okay.
You absolutely can.
So, okay. Have we shared this on the podcast? I think we have.
Absolutely. Okay. I talk about it all the time.
Spencer's mom passed away when we were quite young. And dead. And our humor has always been dark humor. I feel like you guys know this at this point. And we've both had relatively difficult hardships in our life. And but it has to be met with humor because, like, pain is such a substantial thing that you kind of have to, like... you have to find the moment of grace within those, and humor is usually how that happens, right? And so we were streaming with the gang, and one of the streamers we were streaming with was like, if I don't get this, then like, or if you do this to me, then your mom's a hoe. And Spencer took the star of Mario Party or something, and she was like, I can't remember how the joke came to fruition, but there was a statement that was said that was very lighthearted. It was like, all right, well, I guess, like, or she almost took the star and was like, you're lucky that that you missed it or something. And I literally in my head was about to be like, you're lucky that your mom's dead, so she can't be a hoe. And they don't know the context, and so I had to shut the fuck up, and like, because it's so sad, like when you tell people it and they don't know, they're like, I can't laugh at, I don't know you, I can't laugh at your sadness. But like, Spencer and I have found the opportunity to like use that as like a running joke for such a long time. But the point of this is like, we were talking about that yesterday, because your chat was like, what was the running joke here? Like, what was the tea behind that? And then you opened up and shared the whole concept. And other people in chat, people that like I knew when I was younger, they were talking about their experience with like their family passing away. And one individual was talking about how they had, you know, one of their parents pass. And I knew them when I was in junior high, and I completely forgot that this had happened, but they had returned to school, and I like sat with them for like what must have been like an hour while they just like cried on the park, and we talked and all this stuff, and they had made a note in the chat saying that they remember that like it was one of the things they remember in junior high. And I was actually almost brought to tears. It like warmed my heart to think that like the kindness that you serve other people can have such a lasting effect. And that's the most important piece of this, is like kindness exudes everything else, like love in our heart, and showing people kindness, even when it's not deserved, even when it may not even be received. It's like, you don't even know how that stuff is perceived by another person, but like, it's literally, it costs you nothing to be a nice person. But yet you receive so much in return for it. The point of this, of what I was going to say is, you're met with circumstances because it's handed to you, not because there's very few people in the world who are going to take a situation, me included in this, where you're going to step out of your comfort zone to chase the discomfort. It's always going to usually be the case where it's given to you. You're put in a situation where you either have to rise or fall. One of the most wonderful things here is I went to recently go see Project Hail Mary. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not going to spoil it. It is now one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really? Wow, that impactful.
It might even be, Lord of the Rings is so special to my heart, but it's almost comparable.
No fucking way.
Spencer, it's so good. It's so good. They did such a good job. But one of the most beautiful messages of the story is when you get to learn about Grace, who's the main character. Rylan Grace is his name. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. I think you just need to watch it. But the messaging of it for people who have seen it is that Rylan's progression throughout the story, he's just a guy. He didn't make a choice, because the whole time you don't really know why he ended up where he ended up, and then it's explained why it happened to him.
Yeah.
And it was not his choice. In fact, he chose the other way, and it was forced on him to go this way. But he did this most miraculous thing because of it, because he was handed this situation and he had to either rise above it or fail without doing anything. And the circumstances unfolded in front of him. Things that you would have never, in that situation, if you were in Grace's position, you would have never anticipated that these things were going to present themselves in front of you for you to be able to be successful. And I feel like life is such a building block situation of that, where like you are handed a situation that it shakes you to your core. It completely changes how you see the world. And you can either choose to try your fucking best to overcome it, to not even remove yourself from it, because that's the wrong position, but to understand that this is now your new situation and learn to become who you need to be within that situation, or fall apart and not accept that, because the reality in front of you is how it's going to present itself to be, whether you like it or not. But so many people in the world, and that's, I think, the most beautiful thing about what it is to be human, is no one chooses it. It's almost chosen for you, but you have to eventually still choose it.
Yeah.
It still has to be your decision. And that is where growth comes from. That is where this whole metaphysical, like, you connect back to a place that you didn't even know you had within you, but you have to be human to do it. And so I would, and I won't go too deep into it because, again, I don't want to, it's not what this is about, but it's so important to understand that, like, anyone can do it.
It's true.
You're not, you can look at the most wonderful person that you've ever met who has all this knowledge in the world, who feels so much more elevated than you, and you look at them and you're like, I can't even believe that they're there. Like, God, one day I want to be like them. And then you sit in their position and you realize they don't have anything fucking special about them. Mm-hmm. It's not about them. Mm-hmm. It's just that they chose to lean in, that they chose to look at it from a different way. The opportunities are always available. It's just,
Absolutely.
are you willing enough to listen?
And I think that was the most interesting part of the book, is like, it really is just a mindset. Like, it's not as complicated as we make it feel. We don't have to do witchcraft.
But it's, unfortunately, it is complicated. That's the whole paradox of it, right? It's so simple, yet it's not simple at all, because you're looking for an equation that doesn't exist to try and solve your problems, when all it took was for you to just realize that you had problems in the first place.
Yeah. And it's acknowledging those problems and, like, really honestly truly facing them.
Yeah.
Things that, like, realistic, like, I haven't done in my own life. It's fucking hard, you know, because, like, you want to take that step forward. It's as if you're like, you're being held back, but you're the only person holding you back. It's such a weird, like, dichotomy.
Some of the worst pain we have in our lives are inflicted by ourselves.
And again, it's one of those books that's like, although it's just like, it's words on a page, I really resonated with it. And it's something I'm trying to adapt in my life, but of course, always easier said than done, sort of thing. So I'm just like, I don't know, I'm going through the loops of, like, I need to try different things. But, like, again, I applaud myself for even trying, for even, like, doing things and, like, taking that step forward, whether it's the right step or the wrong step. If it's the right step, great. If it's the wrong step, congratulations, I learned a lesson. You know, again, it's a mindset. I'm trying to be more positive about myself and about my choices. Even, again, like, with streaming, like, every time I stream, I'm like, I have so much fun, but then I always have anxiety after. It's a dumb loop I'm stuck in right now that, like, I will eventually get over. I just have to, like, lead with, like, positivity and not fear of, like, failure or being annoying or whatever the fuck I'm, like, telling myself in my head.
Yeah. One of the biggest lessons that I learned after we had the ectopic pregnancy and we figured out that, like, we were no longer going to be pregnant, was that we had to kind of, like, decide where we wanted to put ourselves in terms of our mindset. Like, where do you want to position yourself here? Because this is a shit circumstances. This is hard on the heart. So where do you want to be? And I had come to this conclusion where I was like, I'm just going to lead with love. Every person I interact with, everything that I do, I'm going to do my best to make their experience better. And it has healed me in ways I have never experienced. And it's doing nothing, yet it's doing everything. One thing that I'm learning recently is, like, the lessons are in the silence. You don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
You just have to be and be willing to listen. That's it. It's not even like, oh, I want to be a more kind person. I want to do this. It's like, you don't have to do anything. Just sit. And the opportunities will present themselves to you. You'll find opportunities to be kind. You'll find opportunities to reduce your anxiety, to be kinder to yourself, to do all these things. You just have to literally stop and let it pull you. You don't have to guide the momentum at all.
It's true. The stop and listening, I think, is huge. I've noticed in my life, you know, through my work, I feel that, like, now that I've kind of, like, stopped with, like, the noise, the, like, brown noise in my head, just kind of, like, thrown that out and allowed people to just, like, you know, allowed to myself to accept other people's experiences and what they have to say, I'm learning a lot more.
Yes.
About myself, about how the world works, about my future.
You will always learn more about yourself when you're willing to listen to people.
When you're willing to listen
And
to
I'm,
people.
I'm not just saying listening. Like, there's one thing about listening, and there's another thing about active listening. I'm talking about active listening. Don't just listen to what people are saying. Listen to what their intention is behind their words. Listen, and it goes both ways. You can learn a lot about yourself with listening to people you also don't like.
Yeah.
Because you can, first of all, you'll learn what's going on with them. All of a sudden, you don't dislike a person so much when you realize that maybe they're just really struggling.
Yes.
And they are the way that they are because they just can't figure it out. So they're trying to be someone that they're not, and they're angry and bitter and all this kind of stuff, right? No one takes anything out on you because it's about you. It's always about them. Always. Always about them. If it wasn't about them, they wouldn't get mad at you.
Because
it doesn't trigger them. But it's also the same thing with people you appreciate and people you respect. You need to be willing to listen, and not just about the words, about the body language, about the tone of it. It will always teach you something about yourself, because you'll very quickly understand what doesn't bother you, what does bother you, right? If you don't like a person, why don't you like them? There's a reason. And it can't just be because, oh, they're a bad person. No, there's something about them that bothers you, which means that there's something about that thing that bothers you. Is it because it's something you don't like about yourself that you see within that person? You have to ask those questions. My dad always used to tell me, and continues to tell me, and it's probably one of the greatest things of wisdom he's ever given me, is you can tell a lot about the intelligence of a person, not about the answers that they give you, but the questions they ask.
Absolutely.
It's what they're asking that shows intelligence, not about their answers.
Yeah, people can say a lot of words.
Yeah.
For age of attraction or whatever, there's a few men on there that just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
They're just saying words.
Yeah. Questions also lead to honesty, right? You could, if you don't like a person, you don't like what they're saying, you don't like how they're interacting with you, it's very easy to go, well, I disagree with you, I disagree with that. There's another thing to go, why does that bother you so much? All of a sudden they don't want to fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
Because you said something that was honest.
Yeah.
Right? So questions are always an important thing too. Never be afraid to ask questions, even if they seem weird or left-handed or whatever. The questions are so important because it also allows you to see where your head is at. Why would you ask that question if you don't see something?
It's true. It's true. And I feel like it helps other people too. When you ask them questions about their own thoughts and feelings, they actually have a second to like process, okay, but like, why do I think that? I'm not just regurgitating ideas that I...
Or putting on that mask that we all regularly do, right? It's really easy to behave in a certain way and go in autopilot, but it's another thing to be put in a position where you can't have that autopilot function when you're interacting with people, right? So I think I'm not and again, like, very much, I'm nothing special. I don't think I'm superhuman at all. What I have learned so far is that none of us are fucking special. That it doesn't even matter. Like, we all have it. And the thing that I'm learning the most right now is, like, if you want to delve into like a new place of understanding, look, like, so much of, and again, this is very personal, so like, I'm not going to delve into it too much, but so much of where my own journey leads through is like Eastern philosophy, Buddhism, stuff like that, and all of it is around the selflessness of you and the generosity to others. So like, if you're ever questioning like, how do I start, be generous.
Yeah.
The rest of it falls in front of you as it needs to. But like, generosity is so overlooked, and it is probably one of the most important things that you do.
It's true. If you're going to take one step forward, even just one, let that one step be kindness.
Yeah, and out of the selflessness of your heart. Not kindness that is manipulated because of what you want or to get something, or if I'm kind, this person will think that I'm kind and then they'll do this. No, just kindness. With no expectation that you're going to get any return from it. Not even a thank you.
Not even a thank you.
They may not even know you exist. Still be kind.
Yeah, it's worth it. It really is worth it in the end.
Yeah.
To be kind.
Yeah.
It's easy to pull a gun. It's harder to forgive.
It's easy to pull a gun. It's easier to show the other cheek when you got a gun to your face.
I don't know, if I had a gun to my face, I'd probably cry.
There's not to talk about Avatar again, but I was rewatching it. One of my favorite scenes in that whole show, one of my favorite characters in that whole show is Uncle Iroh. I love him. He's such a good example of that, right? This guy who was, not to pull like a kid's show, but there's so much, like, again, that philosophy I was talking about, Buddhism, like so much of it is present in Avatar, and I have so much appreciation for what they did in that show. But one of the biggest things was like there's an episode where they show kind of each character. It's like book 2 when they're in the Earth Nation, and they show each like miniature story when they're in Ba Sing Se. And they show Uncle Iroh's story. And do you know Uncle Iroh's story?
I can't remember too much of it.
So Uncle Iroh's story was that he was the oldest son of the Fire Lord, right? Him and his brother. And he was going to take Ba Sing Se for his own. They were trying to invade Ba Sing Se. And so they had started a war. They had done all these things. He had sent his son off to war to lead as a captain, and his son dies.
Right.
And Uncle Iroh starts to realize that like bloodshed and war and domination and stuff he lost his son due to greed.
Yeah.
And so he completely flips on his head. He loses disconnect. A lot of people are like, he went soft, all this kind of stuff. So his younger brother takes this opportunity to go, I want to be the Fire Lord. And that's kind of other things unfold, but that's how he ends up in position the way he does.
Yes.
Because he leads with that kind of like greed and selfishness. Whereas Uncle Iroh continues to start like processing like, why am I the way that I am? How can I change how I need to be? He's always kind of like spiritually inclined, right? And then it results to him like his nephew Zuko needs to go and find the Avatar. Iroh says that he will go help, right? He offers help to Zuko, starts to see Zuko as a son, all this kind of stuff. In the little episode, he's walking through Ba Sing Se and he's like going on these errands. So one of them is like he runs into these kids and these kids like throw a ball through a window, and he's like, it's important that we take ownership for it. He's teaching them lessons as he goes along the way through these like things that he's just doing.
Yeah.
Runs into these kids, he teaches them to take ownership, but then it like ends up being that like this guy's like really large and like scary, and he's like, you can run, like you don't need to take ownership here, but like learn this. But there's one piece where he's in an alleyway and he's walking to his next like errand, and this guy holds a knife to him.
Jesus.
He's like, give me your stuff, like I'm mugging you. And Uncle Iroh's like, your stance is all wrong. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I could easily knock you over right here. Like, you're not even holding the knife properly. And so he's like, what do you mean? And he knocks him over and like takes the knife, and then he gives him the knife back. And he's like, let me show you how you do the stance properly. So he shows him the stance. He like shows him to tighten his core. And the guy's like, oh, okay, I feel that. And he's like, yeah, so that's how you hold the knife and like properly. He's like teaching him how to like mug people.
Yeah.
But then he leans into it and he's like, but if I'm going to be quite frank, like you don't seem like the person who would mug people. And the guy's like, no, I'm not. I'm just like hungry and I don't have a job. And then he sits with Uncle Iroh for like 20 minutes and they talk about his life, and he convinces him to go back to school to become like a teacher or something. And then that's the interaction. And all the while he's doing this, he's interacting with multiple people. He's giving them lessons. At the end of the day, he goes to the top of this hill, and you see that he is creating a memorial for his son. And then at the end, he's crying because he's sad and he misses his son. And it's like one of my favorite episodes of the entire show, because it some of the kindest people in the world have had their heart broken more than anyone, right? And it's because of that heartbreak that they can understand and relate to people that no one else ever could. And it just goes to show that like you can connect to people's lives, you can touch their hearts, even when you're on your way to go and mourn your son on the day that it's his birthday.
Yeah, the part where he speaks to the mugger, I think is like, I do remember bits of that part.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show in full in like a while, but I do think that that's a fair part, especially when people have very bad takes on like human rights and stuff. I think it's important to like ask like, why? Where does this come from? Because I don't believe everyone is evil. I just think that they interpret the world through hatred when hatred was put on them, or when they're struggling.
For sure. And evilness, most evilness, like the real evil, it doesn't present it. There's such thing as real evil, of course. But
yeah,
like even the stuff where like politicians are pulling stupid, that's greed.
It's greed. Greed's evil though. It's a sin. Definitely one of the 7 ones.
But it's a desire to be something more than you ever are, and then you lose the plot of who you actually are. That's all that is, right?
The idea of self.
At the end of the day, like, we're all just human. We all want the basic things. It's just you get lost in the sauce. That's why it's not so simple. It's simple when you think about it, but it's not, because you get lost in the sauce of living a life, and all of a sudden it's 20 years and you're like, what the fuck did I do?
It's true. I mean, the narration of my book kind of briefly discusses, I haven't gone into detail with the book, but they talk about how they like manifested so much and then like essentially got so greedy that when things took a turn, they didn't know how to handle it, kind of thing. So it's very interesting.
Even good stuff in your life can be something that turns into greed, right?
Absolutely.
Taking too much time from somebody, taking too much love from somebody, that's greed.
Yes.
That's a desire for self-serving.
Yes.
Don't self-serve. It's so not the fucking point.
No, there parts of that I do need to like learn from myself. I'm so bad with that, but
we all are.
I'm human.
That's what it means to be human. Like, that is, like, I would care to wager that's why we're here. But anyways, I'm not going to go into more details about it, because that's between me and my conscious.
My conscious is on vacation right now. Anyways, talk about your book.
No, now it's stupid.
Okay.
Now it's called Red Rising, and it's good.
Oh, you were talking about this though. Is it good?
My husband's been reading it. And I talked about this because, like, he wanted to read to, like, help with his ADHD. Anyways, I think he's like the 5th book in now. He's
5th book already?
Spencer, he's reading so fast. It's like
holy
impressive.
shit! I'm actually really impressed with him.
Anyways, he was like, you should read this book. So I started reading it. I'm reading slower than him. It's fine. I go at my own pace, but
we're all on our own journey.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
What's it about? You said it was Hunger Games coded.
It's very Hunger Games coded. It's about, like, moving up the ranks within a this guy's basically a slave and he doesn't know it. And then he gets a chance to go toe to toe with, like, some important people. I can't spoil it for you, but honestly, if you want to read something, once I'm done this, you should read this.
Okay, bet. I'll take them when you're done.
It's really good, Spence.
Okay, bet.
I'm only like 5 chapters in, and it's really good.
Oh, you're on just the first book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I would actually be
But
so
it's an
down to
adult
read it.
version of Hunger Games. Hunger Games is pretty low-key compared to this. This is adult.
Did you know the author of Hunger Games, I think, wrote episodes for Franklin?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, I saw it popped up in my TikTok where it was like, I don't know, the beginning credits of Franklin, and it had her name on it as, like, episode writer or something like that. Oh my God. And people were like, girl, how'd you go from Franklin to Hunger Games? What happened?
She's like, I spent too much time at Treehouse, and I realized it's dog eat dog out there.
I was just like, that's kind of a fun
Hunger Games is just one of my favorites. Did you see that they're coming out with the movie on Haymitch's story?
I would love to see that. I didn't know that was happening. I saw the one about President Snow, and quite frankly, I'm sure the book was better. I didn't read the book, but I couldn't get into the movie. It was too long. I did like the
It's very similar to what the story is, though.
I'm sure it is. I don't know. I couldn't get into the actual. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the actress.
A lot of people felt the same way.
I feel like she was, in my opinion, a little cringe in that role, personally. And it could be just the way it was written. I don't know. Again, didn't read the book.
I liked the actor who played Snow, though.
He was phenomenal.
Do you know Leo met him?
I think so, yeah. Like in a coinky dink kind of thing.
Well, Leo was an extra on a show he did.
Yeah. That's
and they
actually so cool.
He said goodbye to him, and the guy was like, bye.
Oh my God, famous.
He was like here filming stuff. Anyways, I really like the Hunger Games stories, and Haymitch's story is quite interesting, especially like understanding who he becomes as an adult and like why he becomes the way that he becomes, like learning what his story is. I'm really excited, and they casted everyone pretty good.
Good.
So
is it like just his youth? It's not gonna go like back and forth to like him in present time?
I don't know. I don't know. But like, I mean, you're seeing characters that like you see them as younger versions of themselves. Like, you see Snow when he's younger. You see Elfie? What is her name?
Elfie.
Is it Elfie?
Effie?
Yeah, something like that. We see her when she's younger. We see quite a few of the competitors, like not even the ones in Haymitch's, but like other competitors.
Oh, interesting.
Like Nuts and Bolts. I don't know the real names.
Yeah,
I can't think of it right now. But yeah, Nuts and Bolts. You see them as younger versions of themselves. I think you see Madge when she's younger, before she goes mute.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah. You might see Finnick. I don't know if you see Finnick, but like there's a handful of like the returning characters.
Right.
Just younger versions of themselves. And then obviously you see Hamish's story and the people who are in his game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's still a champion. It's not his Hunger Games. He's just...
No. It's his Hunger Games.
Oh,
you see how he becomes a champion in his game.
Okay, interesting. Oh, that's so cool.
And like how he tries to save people. Because that was his whole story, right?
Yeah.
He was trying to save everybody in the game.
Not
everybody, but a handful of people.
That's another book I really need to rewatch.
Rewatch? Did you read?
Reread.
Okay, yeah, you read it.
Oh, no. The Hunger Games is one of my favorite books.
Is his... it's been a while since I read his. His was that he... had to beat somebody to death with a rock at the end of the game, right?
I believe so.
Or they fall off a cliff or something, right?
It's something very dramatic. Something very, very dramatic.
Yeah.
I can't remember. The only one I honestly really remember is... I don't even remember Finnick's. I remember Annie. Finnick's, like, girlfriend.
Finnick won because his game was in water.
Right. I think Annie was the same, though. Like, she was the only one that could swim, and that's why she won. Which I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Everyone else just like drowned.
Yeah. Finnick's was because he was good with a spear and and his game was in water.
Yeah.
He was like in an ocean kind of thing. And he could swim and attack people in the water. Hamish's was on like a cliff edge.
Right. Yeah. I will say that's the one thing I did like about the President Snow one was seeing how like janky the arena was when they were like first trying very realistic, like they're first trying to figure it out, so it's smaller, the drones don't work as well, everything's like it's in
like a coliseum,
like it's very old school, like something you would think of when you think of like the first Hunger Games or something like that. So interesting compared to like obviously Katniss's, which is like a whole fucking
so
forest.
Extravagant, and even like the quarter quell.
Well, that's like who came up with a clock, like psycho.
Fucking the guy, what was his name?
With the fancy fucking mustache beard.
Not him.
Okay, I don't know.
The other game master, the one who ends up helping Katniss. I can't remember his name.
Polly something.
The actor's not with us anymore. He passed away.
No, that's right.
But he came up with it, and he came up with it for a very specific reason. Right, because he went into the game knowing that he was going to help Katniss.
Take down the elite. Down with the elite.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have to pee.
Okay. You and your fucking steeped ass tea. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. If you want to see more of us, we're on social media. You can find us at _the_dysfunctional duo. We're on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, which I assume most of you found us. And do you have anything to say to the people before we finish?
I love you. Bye. That's it. I don't know.
Fucking weirdo. All right, we'll see you next week for a new episode.
Bye.